to fight on the landing ground.
Thank you for joining us. You are listening to A Radio, and this is The Morning Moment. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. This is an horrendous story, which was covered by the Canadian media to a point, looking in on the US, not saying much, but giving the impression in my mind that it wasn't happening here. Really? This piece of the broadcast has been edited to protect myself from prosecution under the lack of free speech in Canada. No one else? What are the odds that it's not going on here? A Detroit doctor charged with genital mutilation on girls.
Now to a disturbing story out of Detroit, where a doctor has been charged with performing genital mutilation on several underage girls. Some of the victims were brought from out of state for the illegal procedure. ABC's Jim Kirtzner has more.
Federal officials tell me this is the first ever case charged with this fairly new law here in the United States. This procedure is also known as female circumcision. It's performed in parts of the Middle East, Asia, and North Africa, and it's designed to reduce the female sex drive. According to court documents, agents with the FBI and Homeland Security have been on this case since they got tipped off this was happening here in Metro Detroit with at least 2 young girls brought here from Minnesota. Dr. Jumana Nagawala, MD, allegedly performed female genitalia mutilation at a clinic in Livonia. The girls were young, ages 6 to 8 years old. This is part of a particular religious and cultural community. The feds specifically allege the doctor performed this on 2 girls, age 7, who were brought to Metro Detroit by their own mothers from Minnesota in February. The girls were later interviewed and examined. One girl said it was done to, quote, get the germs out. The other girl said she screamed, got a shot, and it was so bad she felt pain down to her ankle, according to court documents. The feds in this case also dug deeper and found alleged victims going back 10 years, so this investigation is far from over. The doctor remains locked up in federal custody. She'll be back here in court on Monday for what's called a detention hearing to find out if she's able to bond out or remain locked up. In downtown, Jim Kirtzner, 7 Action News.
A case of female genital mutilation, or FGM, is discovered or treated at a medical appointment in England every hour, according to analysis of the NHS statistics by a charity, and that's between April 2015 and March 2016. There were 8,656 times when women or girls attended doctors' surgeries or hospitals, and the problem was assessed. That's the equivalent of 1 every 61 minutes. That is from the Independent newspaper, and I'll put a link to that clip. Now, the legislation for this. In the UK, FGM has been a criminal offence since 1985, and in 2003 it also became a criminal offence for UK nationals or permanent UK residents to take their children abroad to have this process done. In the United States, performing FGM on anyone under the age of 18 became illegal in the US in 1997, and Federal Prohibition of FGM Mutilation Act, as of 2015, 24 states have specific laws against FGM. States that do not have such laws may use the general statutes such as assault, battery, or general or child abuse. Canada. I will put a link for the Canadian information. In May 1997, the federal government amended the criminal code, including the performance of FGM aggravated assault under section 268-3. Under the criminal code, any person who commits aggravated assault is guilty of an indictable offence and is liable to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 14 years. A parent who performs FGM on the child may be charged with aggravated assault, where the parent does not commit the act but agrees to have it performed by another party. The parent can be convicted as a party to the offence under the section 21(1) of the Criminal Code. But there isn't an actual act, which I think is disgusting. So there's far more going on with this than meets the eye. And if there's an act being passed in America and in Britain, and we've got the Criminal Code being amended here in Canada, then it must be going on, mustn't it? And we know where it's going on, and that's not racist, that's a fact. So it's up to our authorities to clamp down on this, because it's barbaric. Plain and simple barbaric. Your thoughts? You can find more at aradio.wordpress.com. I am very pleased to announce that thanks to you for following us on Spreaker.com, that A Radio can now be found on iTunes under A Radio. Thank you, everyone. And I'm on Twitter at A Radio Canada. I'm also on Facebook at A Radio Canada. I am on Gab at A Radio. You can email me at aradiocanada@gmail.com. Please click the follow button on Spreaker.com. You can listen to all my morning minutes at Spreaker.com under A Radio. That's EHRADIO, A Radio. And please click on the like button. And you can also find all my podcasts and morning minutes at aradio.wordpress.com. And click on the Morning Minutes tab.